Hello and welcome to my third vlog. This is day 3 and today I want to talk about something that I felt really important to share, and I might have said yesterday that we were going to continue to do the videos about my past experience on different teams, but something today happened to me in Hero League which made me really want to discuss this topic, and it's Heroes of the Storm. Stop being so toxic, alright? Now a lot of people, they might have said that, I'm not toxic, and this guy is not toxic, and I'll try to break it up for you to realize why you're either being toxic towards other people or you're being toxic towards yourself. Let's imagine that we're going into a Hero League game, and one guy, he might pick a bad hero, some hero that's generally not considered very good by the community, a Nova, a Gaslight, and then you have this other player doing the game, which might or might not be you, and this player, he will start telling other people, or specifically tell the Gaslight and Nova player, you generally lost us the entire game and there was nothing we can do because you picked this hero, right? The person that will do this is the person that I want to make this video about. And you're really the most stupid freaking person that I've ever heard. Because you're not just being narrow-minded, you're actually, not contributing to the game because you're going to be typing inside the game, which is going to mean you're not moving your character around, and it means you're wasting time. And then, not just are you wasting, your own character's time, you're going to be wasting other people's time because, they're going to be reading this thing instead of actually focusing on, playing the game. And then second of all, you're going to be toxic and telling this guy he's not trying to win the game because he picked a hero that you probably don't know anything about. Because let's be real, right? If we look at a MOBA and we try to break up a MOBA by game design, defining what's OP and what's bad, and a lot of people that become toxic when people that pick a bad hero. Really, every single hero in Heroes of the Storm or any other MOBA is going to have one strength and one weakness. Every single hero. The same with a player, somebody's good at something, they're bad at something else, The same with every single hero, even if it's a generally undertuned hero, it's going to be good at something or it's going to be bad at something. That means when you're playing a match with this hero, which generally isn't played a lot, instead of saying, this guy he lost me the game, I can focus on improving my own game knowledge. I can think about, how could I have played better with the Gaslight? How could we have coordinated it better? Maybe it wasn't the perfect draft scenario, but instead of focusing on all the negatives, try and focus on all the positives and try to learn more about the hero. Because generally, if it's a hero that's not played a lot, you're not going to know a lot about it. There's not going to be a lot of guides about it. There's not going to be a lot of things about it. So why not, instead of, being toxic and, okay, just accept the loss, people they lose, they win, Try to focus on improvement and stop being toxic towards your own mindset, and then telling other people that they're bad is being toxic, and you're saying, you're bad, and you're bad because you're just a hero that's bad, and this hero, he's going to lose us the game. You're basically trying to do the same thing. You're being toxic too. You're going out there and you're telling him, and you're wasting people's time, you're wasting your own time, instead of trying to just improve the game, which is really what Hero League is actually about. You're actually sitting there and saying, this guy, he lost me the game. No, but he directly lost me the game. There was nothing I could have done about that game, and after the game, you're just queuing up for another game. Instead of trying to think, what could we have done that might have won us the game? What strength did Nova have that I maybe didn't use, or we didn't use as a team? It's the same when you're playing, Hero League as it is in a competitive environment. There are going to be certain heroes which are generally going to be undertuned in a Hero League environment, which really just helps you to be able to focus on learning more about the game that you might not have been able to learn because you might have only played with the OP heroes. Instead of thinking as a negative experience and then start being toxic towards other people and really just being narrow-minded and not contributing anything to the match, try to think of it as like, okay, I have a rare opportunity to see a hero I generally don't see. I might, normally have, just said, we lost the game because of the Nova, we lost the game because of the Gaslight, Try to think of it as like a learning opportunity that's really rare because not a lot of players play these heroes. And think, okay, after the game, I'm going to take 5-10 minutes. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch the replay maybe if you have the time, which I really generally think you should after every single game. I'm going to look at the replay, I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to see, is there any strength or weakness of the hero, whichever hero has, I've just told you. And I'm going to think, okay, if that's the strength of Nova, then how could I have played it better together with the strength, instead of thinking, this is just a bad hero, I'm not going to use it, it's not going to contribute anything to my team. And because it's not contributing, we lost the game, and, I'm going to tell the guy, you're a bad player. And since you're a bad player, you know, and there's a lot of players like this in Hero League, you know, it means Hero League is absolutely useless, you know, and since Hero League is useless, you know, I'm actually only playing to win the game. I'm not trying to focus, you know, I'm maybe not trying to improve because, you know, I can't improve in this kind of environment, you know, where people, they're picking bad heroes, and because they're picking bad heroes, it means the game isn't actually an optimized game and a real game, you know, it's just a Hero League random game, and I'm not trying to improve, you know, I'm actually a competitive environment, you know, I'm actually best, so if I don't know about it, it probably means that a lot of other, you know, it probably means there's a reason why I don't know anything about it, right? And since I'm the best, you know, I'm just going to straight up tell you, you know, you're bad, you're wrong, you know, I if I don't know about it, I'm the best, right? It probably means it's a bad thing and it's not going to contribute to this thing. Well, instead of being so narrow-minded, just try and fucking, like, sit down, look at it, analyze. Every single hero has a strength, every single hero has a weakness. Because every single hero has a weakness and a strength, you can analyze the game, look at how you could have played the game better with a hero that you don't have a lot of chances to play with. So you play with a Gaslow, and right now you might not be thinking, you know, Gaslow actually has strength, right? So go into the game, watch the game, the Hero League game that you played with that Gaslow player that you might not have played. And try, instead of being toxic-minded, and it doesn't matter if you type it into the game, but if you're actually just thinking in your head, we lost this game because of that stupid pick. You're being toxic towards yourself, and you're not trying to improve. So go into the game, once again, look at it, and try to realize the strength. When you realize the strength, you'll notice that there's a certain way that the hero has to be played in this setup based on all 5 heroes on your team. So you're going to have 4 standard heroes, or 3 standard heroes, and you're going to have to mix 2 really weird picks into it, right? This means it's a unique composition, and it's something you generally haven't experienced, which means you're not only getting experience playing with those heroes that you don't see a lot, you get the opportunity to get live research and feedback. This is the problem when you're trying to, you know, practice draft and you're trying to improve your knowledge, is that you don't actually just see the match being played out, but you actually have the opportunity to see the hero being played out, and to see the hero being played out live in a scenario where everyone's, you know, hopefully trying their best. And even if they're not trying to do their best, why would you care if this guy who's not improving? As long as you're improving? Because if you're really wanting to win, you're going to have to focus on improvement. The moment you start focusing on improvement, and you actually start, you know, thinking about everything that went right and wrong, and you're trying to analyze how it can do better, you're going to win more games. It's just a fact. Like the people that are at the top of Hero League, they're not at the top of Hero League because they never tried to improve. They're at the top of Hero League because they tried to improve and they learned and they looked at it and, you know, they were thinking, you know, how can I do better? Even if we lost the game, I still take it as an experience. I can still try to look at myself and how can I improve. If you can't improve mechanically while you're doing it, at least you can try to improve your game knowledge, and that will help you mechanically in the end. So stop being toxic and stop telling other people that they're toxic because you're really toxic and never mind yourself. It's not going to contribute, and it's really stupid. And it's really annoying as the third party to sit and play games with. Because, you know, I'm trying to win the game, and these 2 people, they're discussing in chat, and they're like, blah, 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 and blah, 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 you know, and they're just talking about stupid things in the middle of the game while I'm trying to win the game, and it's really annoying. And, you know, you're going to be one of those 3 people, and if you're one of those 3 people, you're probably being toxic to yourself, let's be real. I was probably toxic to myself because I wasn't focused on the match, I was just looking at those 2 guys sitting and whining and complaining, and it didn't help me to try and, you know, focus on the game and try to help and look at me improving. Now I'm not a player anymore, I'm a coach. So for me, you know, I play Hero League because, you know, I'm trying to get knowledge about more coaching and stuff that I can actually bring up topics, you know, topics like this. So it wasn't that important for me to try and improve. But even if you're sitting there and, you know, you're just trying to look at this, and you might get tilted because these 2 guys are tilted, try to focus on improvement. It's really the only thing that matters. Is you trying to improve. It's what Hero League is made for. If you're actually trying to win, it has to be in a competitive environment when you're playing the tournament. When you're playing the tournament, alright, it's time to, you know, you step up and, you know, you're like, okay, we gotta win this, you know. We don't have time to experiment anymore. Hopefully everything that we did previously by experimenting and learning and improving, it's time to step it up and it's time to show it. But Hero League is not made for that. And neither is Team League, really. Or at least the new version of Team League that was released this morning or yesterday. But Hero League, as a solo queue only or duo queue only as it was previously, is just made for you to improve. Because you're not improving doesn't mean the mode is wrong or, you know, that format that they're using is stupid. It just means you're not realizing how you can improve while playing the game. So hopefully, you realize that by now, and you're going to stop being toxic, and we're all going to stop being toxic assholes, and we can try to make this place a bit better. Or even if you don't care about making the community better, at least you can focus on you being self better, and hopefully you'll improve. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully it didn't come off too hard. Yeah, bye.